All right. Here's something a little bit more lighthearted. Something that another thing. I'm a few days behind on this, I realize, but I think it's important to cover because I do give female comedians a hard time, and yet here's an example of one being funny. Actually being funny. This did make me laugh, but laughing at her entirely, to be clear. So here's Chelsea Handler with a startling admission. If you haven't heard this yet, listen.
I didn't know, and this is true, I didn't know until I was 40 years old that the sun and the moon were not the same thing.
I find this hard to believe, but what are you talking about?
I was shocking to me as well.
Well, of course, it must have been more shocking to you.
I was in Africa, we were on safari, my sister and I were riding an elephant, and there was a man riding an elephant for us because we don't know how to ride an elephant.
Yeah.
And my older sister Simone looked up at the sky and she said, Chelsea, look up. It's not often you get to see the sun and the moon at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, Scooby-Doo. I'm like, what? I said it, I go, but they're always together. And as soon as I said that, she turned around, she goes, what did you say? And I was like, oh, shut up. I knew what I said was wrong.
Giddy up, elephant.
I was like, let's canter. Is that what an elephant does?
Oh my God.
And she looked at me, she goes, I need you. And I just tried to gloss over it. I was like, never mind what I said, I know. And she said, no, I need you to tell me what you think is happening between the sun and the moon. And I was like, honestly, I just assumed when the sun went down, it popped back up as the moon,
A little costume change.
Is that not what's happening? The man riding the elephant spoke no English and went, and he's just like another dumb American,
No. Hey, don't put this on us. Another dumb American? You're the only American in the country who thinks that. So don't try to blame the rest of this. But think about how, and she's trying to pass it off as like this silly little anecdote, and and yet, there are things. Maybe we've all had experiences of some little minute thing that you didn't, you didn't realize, and then you learned later in life because nobody told you. I don't know. I'm sure people can come up with examples like that. But think about how stupid you have to be. It's incomprehensibly stupid to think that the sun and the moon are the same thing. My 3-year-old daughter knows that that's not the case. She understands that they're two different entities. She may not know a lot else about them, but she knows that at least. So the level of stupidity how does she breathe? How does she walk? Can she tie her own shoes? These are all live questions now that we need answers to. How do you function in society? How is it that you've never, there are some things that even if you're not taught directly, you encounter. There's realities that you encounter in life. How do you avoid that one? But this is also, I didn't look it up, but Chelsea Handler, I'm assuming, at least graduated high school. So this is the modern education system for you. That it's possible in the modern education system for someone to graduate, to go through the education system, and to come out on the other end not knowing that the moon and the sun are two different celestial entities. And that'll do it for this portion of the show as we move over to the members block. Hope to see you there. If not, talk to you tomorrow, or rather on Monday. Godspeed.